Hello and welcome to the live stream. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Looking fresh and proper here on the live stream today. Got a nice haircut. Don't look like so much of a degenerate. Markets slow down. You can actually do stuff like get a haircut. Where's everybody joining in from? We are joining you from the beautiful island of Bali, Indonesia, at Black Box headquarters. If you guys are interested to learn more about Black Box, follow the links down below. We are a free crypto trading community. We also have free Bitcoin trading bots that are days away. We had to do some edits. We had to do some edits, and we're getting those primed and ready to go for the continuation of the bull market, which isn't yet. You know, let's take a look here at the daily. So we've identified this downward sloping channel here, and we're looking like we're getting a rejection here. I'm going to zoom in here, and the 30 average, the 30 moving average, which is this red line. Let's make it really big, actually. Make the red line large and in charge. So this red line here on the alphanumerics indicator, for the last, basically, since we broke down below it 32 days ago, for the last month, since we broke down below it, it has been holding as resistance. We got a rejection back here, we got a rejection over here, we got a rejection right here, and we're now looking like we're going to get a rejection again. The bull market indicator is red, indicating that we are not in a bull market. We're not in a bear market, but we're not, you know, the price action isn't bullish as long as this wave is red. You can see that anytime the wave is green, we're seeing positive price action. So we are red as it stands right now. A move currently above 73,000 would indicate that the bulls are back and it's bull market time again. Every week that target decreases. So every week that goes by, our bias flip point changes and it gets closer and closer and closer to price. So yeah, let's get the red back to a normal size here. And let's go to the 4-hour. So the 4-hour is kind of an interesting chart. I'll turn alphanumerics off just for a moment because I just want to study price, this price action. We are at a crossroads. Basically, if this channel fails to hold, we're going to probably head down to lower levels. I know I just turned alphanumerics off, but let's go back to the daily. And those lower levels are potentially down here, testing the wave. Currently, we're well above the wave. And anytime price gets above the wave, it's possible for it to come down and test. Usually when you get a test, you get a really strong buy signal. You can see we came down, tested the wave, got a huge buy signal here that resulted in a 61% move, 62% move. We got another buy signal here that resulted in a massive 192% move. So it's not a bad thing if we do end up coming back down to the wave. But we can't call bearish price action just yet because we're still trading inside of this channel. But this would be the honeypot. This would be the area of interest. This is where, you know, your spot buys become most powerful as the risk to reward becomes so much greater in the event that we head down to those levels. What we need to look out for on the 4-hour, now I'll turn alphanumerics off, is the lower end of the channel. So this area needs to hold. As long as we can hold price above this, you know, $58,000 level, I think it's going to be a good sign that there is market liquidity. It'll be a final test for the bulls to show up. And if the bulls show up, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a nice move past that 30 moving average, which is the monthly price of Bitcoin. And once we get above the monthly average price of Bitcoin, I think it's going to be a clear sign to the market that the consolidation is nearing an end, and we are completing this consolidation and getting ready for the next move up. Nothing in the charts is saying that this cycle is over. A lot of people, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. People are very impatient. Maybe they're new to crypto. Maybe they are unaware of the volatility and the time it takes for a consolidation to take place. Maybe they're not used to the volatility inside of a consolidation, inside of cryptocurrency. But there's a lot of doom and gloom and despair out there. And a lot of people are growing very impatient. And a lot of people are just thinking that the market's over. And the market's not over. We have no signs whatsoever showing us that the market's over. When we look at on-chain stuff, it's not over. When we look at technicals, it's not over. When you look at sentiment, which is an underrated and one of the most powerful forces that you can look at in the markets, is market sentiment, it's not over. We haven't had new money come in. Most of the participants in the market now are participants from the previous cycle. The mania phase of a crypto price cycle is when new money comes in. New people, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, all of those people say, hey, are you still into crypto? What do you think I should buy? What do you think of this dog shit project? And what do you think of that dog shit project? Until that happens, just chill. Hang out in spot and chill. We are hanging out in spot. We haven't taken any trades in the private group. You have to wait. There is a time to push the accelerator and really get into the market. And then there's a time to, take off the accelerator, slow down, and allow the market to create the volumes necessary to get these trades back to profitable. So yeah, area to watch out for, this order block right here. This order block right here is a very important area of interest for me. So anywhere between 62.5 59.7 and 5,900 is kind of an interesting liquidity zone for me. And that's what I would like to see. And since we are potentially getting a rejection here at the 30 moving average, I wouldn't be surprised to come down and just tag that one more time, because there is a glimmer of hope. People are starting to get a little bit bullish again. They're thinking, this is a lower high. We could potentially head higher levels, but Bitcoin is a really good asset at faking people out, liquidating, hitting stops, and then making the next move. So I think heading down to that zone would be where I would be looking for to kind of take out some traders, get the market scared again, and then boom, it's off to the races. So those are the areas that I'm looking at. Bitcoin dominance is continuing to climb. Bitcoin dominance is continuing to climb, which for those who don't know, it's very difficult to outperform Bitcoin as it is making higher highs and higher lows on Bitcoin dominance. If you are heavy into altcoins, if you are exclusively trading altcoins, you'll notice that most of your portfolio has not been matching the gains of Bitcoin, and some of your portfolio is maybe matching the gains, but it's also giving a lot of it back. So it hasn't been the most favorable environment for kind of the top 20, top 50 altcoins. Obviously, there are outliers out there, and there are narratives and hype cycles within the altcoin space, but it's typically on the small caps, the micro caps, and those pumps don't really last too long. So if you don't know what you're doing, you'll find yourself holding the bags of these kind of pump and dumpy types of trades. So do be careful out there as long as this chart continues to be in an uptrend. And it's a really strong uptrend. We're here on the weekly 7, holding above the 7. That's indicating a lot of strength. So there is a lot of Bitcoin dominance strength out there. So do take that into consideration with any of your altcoin strategies. We have it marked here, alts get wrecked above this line. We went above it and we're trending back above it. So alts will continue to underperform. And I think that altcoin season really kicks off and gets quite powerful below this line at 50%. But honestly, as long as if we lose the 7 and lose the 30, it's going to be altcoin season. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that yet. Let's catch up with the chat before we go and take a look at some of the totals. Track and bitmaps need some help here. Near, we can take a look at Near, sure. Is already dead? Nobody will buy my bags. Okay. I was actually just talking with a market maker this morning, and market makers take the other side of the trade. So what people don't understand with ordinals is there are no market makers, okay? And because a lot of these ordinals trade like NFTs, the lowest listed price is what is displayed as the price. But nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. So typically, generally speaking, when an asset has a market maker, it'll come down to a price, the market makers will buy, and it'll hold a price. Even though there's very low volume, it'll kind of stay within a range when you have a market maker. When you don't have a market maker and the assets trade like NFTs, meaning, there's the top offer, and people continually list, they list, they list, they list, it shows a downtrend in price, but the thing that people aren't taking into consideration is the fact that there's also no volume. There's no trading activity. There's nothing. So the downtrend in price, in my opinion, should be ignored. These are cycle holds. You shouldn't be looking at the price. You shouldn't be looking at the chart because the chart's not representative to the actual demand. You don't have a market being made there where you can decide upon price because there's zero trading volume. When there's zero trading volume, the actual price is zero. If nobody wants to buy it, it's not worth anything. So don't get too hung up on the charts for ordinals because in a low volume environment, let's say you hold a shit ton of ordi and for whatever reason, the price goes up several hundreds of %, but there's no volume. So you list it for sale, but nobody buys it. If nobody buys it, it's not worth that much. The only thing that's happened is people have removed their listings and it's showing a different price. But the price is what somebody pays for it. So don't do TA on those assets. Don't do TA on Track. Don't do TA on Natcats. Don't do TA on Ordi. Don't do TA on Sats because there's no volume in those assets right now. They don't have a price. So the charts are misleading, in my opinion. Until we can get a hype cycle, you're not going to have a price. And when the hype cycle comes, don't wait to be on the other side too. Take profits. And the profits will come really, really quickly, by the way. What else we got on the chat here? You're the GOAT. Can't wait for the bots to come back online. Thank you, Stuff Mix Stuffers. We're really trying to push hard on those bots. We needed to fix a few things that we didn't do when we initially set them up. And as a result, it's taking longer, but also it's going to make integration and liquidity, and it's just going to be a much better product. It's going to be a much better product. We'll be able to move quicker. We'll be able to onboard more exchanges sooner so that you guys will have more options as to where you're trading and what you're trading. So we wanted to kind of rebuild, and it's a good time. It's a good time because there's no volume. There's low volume across the markets overall. I just know a faster horse when I see one. Boozy. Lots of great horses, more about timing and patience. Yeah, the horse. So this is kind of going back to what we said about, the hype cycles. The Ordi's gonna go up. It's gonna go up because the hype cycle is gonna come back. So just ignore the price. Don't look at the charts. The charts don't mean anything. If you hold a lot, you can't sell it. If you hold a lot, you can't sell it. You need to wait for the hype. You don't have a price until you have hype. But anyways, first is a big narrative. So when the liquidity pools open up on layer 2, you'll see some demand for a lot of those assets. All right, total market cap, not looking great. Here on the weekly chart, we are pinned below the 7. We need to get above the 7 in order to show bullishness coming back to the market. Bear market indicator, or the momentum indicator, is red, indicating that the bears are in control. Doesn't look good for the total market cap. Let's take a look at total 2, which is the entire market cap excluding Bitcoin. So it is all altcoins. Same thing, pinned below the 7. Even weaker, actually, you can see this kind of doji candle where at least we have a green candle here on total, again, showing that Bitcoin has an outperformance. But yeah, it's not great. But what I will say is it's also following a Wyckoff accumulation structure. It's following the roadmap for price expansion. You know, we haven't entered phase E. Phase E, also sometimes I call it phase 2 of the bull market. We have phase 1, which is the accumulation and sign of strength move. And then we have phase 2, which is when all the new market participants come in. That's when all the new liquidity comes in. That's when the volume comes in. That's when you can actually sell your liquid shit coins. That hasn't happened yet, but we do have a sign of strength, which is right here, going into a backup phase, backup LPS. So there is a consolidation. This is an expected event from a Wyckoff point of view. You have your accumulation, you have your sign of strength, and then you have a shorter accumulation known as the backup before we officially kick things off and head up to much higher levels. If you guys are chilling in spot right now and you have a good portfolio that's worth, you know, more than what you paid for down in the bear market, you're sitting pretty. You're looking good. Trust me, because when this kicks off, you're going to be selling your bags that are going to be valued at much higher valuations to the new market participants that are just trying to get heads or tails as to what the hell is going on in crypto. So you're in a good place. Don't make the mistake of over trading during these time periods. If you've been smacked by the market a few times during this backup phase, it's a sign for you to just chill, which is what we're doing in the private group right now as well. We're just chilling. We're waiting for the market to come back. We need demand to come back. When it comes back, that's going to be the real market cycle. That's going to be the mania. Total 3, similar story. Total 3 is a little bit stronger than Total 2, which is, we'll talk about ETH in just a moment. But it seems that there's a stronger appetite for altcoins that are not Ethereum than there is for Ethereum, which is interesting and unique to this cycle. In previous cycles, there was kind of a liquidity flow where Bitcoin would move, then Ethereum would move, then top 20 would move, and then shitcoins would move. Now it's kind of Bitcoin moves, and then altcoins move, and they skip Ethereum. I know Ethereum is an altcoin, but they kind of skip Ethereum. So it's showing more of an appetite for higher risk, high reward market activities. And we can see that from a sentiment point of view as well, because there's such a huge demand for meme coins this cycle. It's pretty ridiculous how much of a demand there is for meme coins this cycle. Nobody cares about fundamentals. They only care about number go up, and that's it. And it's much more transparent now. Whereas in the previous cycle, people were talking about DeFi and yield and this and that and trades and swaps. And there was a lot more fundamental rationale behind their decisions for the coins that they picked for number go up. Now it's just, no, I don't give a fuck. Number go up. That's all I want. So it's a lot more degenerate this cycle. Were there any time when Wyckoff analysis failed as a tool to use in the crypto market? Not on a case-by-case basis all the fucking time. Wyckoff is a method of choosing stocks. Okay, it was invented 100 years ago, as a tool for the stock market. One of the rules is you have to analyze your pick, whether it's a coin or a stock or whatever. You have to analyze your pick in comparison to the index. Right now, we're looking at indexes as a whole. So we're not doing this on a case-by-case basis. We're looking at Bitcoin, which is pretty much the cryptocurrency market index, and then we're looking at the actual index charts from a Wyckoff perspective. So in a Wyckoff perspective, at looking at the indexes, no. When you're looking at the sector leaders and the market dominant leaders, no, it doesn't fail. But if you go and look at, you know, some obscure altcoin and try and put a Wyckoff event structure on it, good luck, because you're not actually following the Wyckoff method. The Wyckoff method is a method for you to identify strength in the market, and that strength needs to outperform the index. A good example of one that has been doing that is Solana, and we just dropped a Solana video today. But anything else that is underperforming the index, I'll give you an example. So here is the index for total. And then down here, I'm going to show you Solana. Weekly. We'll go total 2. So total 2 has gotten basically to this high back here, this kind of dead cat bounce high back here. Here's the dead cat bounce back here, and you can see that Solana has gotten higher than that. So structurally speaking, Solana is further ahead than the index. That's how you use the Wyckoff method. If you are selecting your coins, it needs to be outperforming the index. If it's not outperforming the index, you cannot proceed with the Wyckoff method. So here's an example of one that is not outperforming the index, XRP. XRP is flat. You do not apply Wyckoff rules and conditions to XRP because XRP is weak and it is not outperforming the market. Another example is Cardano. You don't apply Wyckoff metrics to Cardano because it's not outperforming the index. It's weak. Wyckoff is a method for you to analyze the market as a whole, gain perspective on the index, and then select the assets that are showing strength and then positioning alongside strength. There's a funny narrative that happens, and it's usually from shitty traders. It's like, oh, this one hasn't popped yet. No, it's not going to pop. When it pops, that's just going to be it catching up to the rest of the assets. You want to always, always, always position yourself on the side of strength. Strength equals demand. Demand equals number go up. Always. I've never seen anything in the markets that has been contrary to that statement. More degenerate this cycle could possibly be more of a blow off top. Here's hoping. Yeah, for sure. You know, what do degenerates do? They go to the exchange, they click market buy. When you have market bids on the order books, the price is just moon. They just print huge green candles. $100 worth of liquidity equals $1,000 worth of price, if not more. With the illiquidity of this market currently, you might see a multiple on Bitcoin of 18 times, 20 times, meaning that if you put $100 into Bitcoin, it actually equates to a $2,000 move in price at peak mania when we're very illiquid. A lot of people think money in equals contributing to the market cap. No. Price is the last price paid. Period. If you want Bitcoin to increase by $100 million worth of $100 million worth of market cap, it doesn't mean that people need to come to Bitcoin and pay $100 million. It means that they come to Bitcoin and they pay $50 million or they pay $5 million. But it equates to $100 million of market cap because Bitcoin's price is the last price paid. Period. End of story. It's not a liquidity thing. It's an agreement between two peers. Okay. Let's just take a look at ETH BTC. Still in a downtrend. I'm not going to rub you guys' face in this one. I've been calling it for years. I've been very toxic around the Ethereum chart. It's still in a downtrend. Everything that I've said for the last 2 years still applies to this one. So let's turn alphanumerics off for just a moment. We have a very clear downward sloping line of resistance. The moment this downward sloping line of resistance breaks and price is able to naturally tick up beyond that, it's going to be a bullish case for ETH. But as long as we remain below this red line, it is not going to outperform anything, particularly Bitcoin. All right, we're not going to get into stocks or indexes today. We're going to go and take a look at some of the tickers that were requested. Somebody asked for NEAR. So NEAR, let's do comparisons, okay? We need to compare. Does NEAR have strength? Does NEAR have unbiased strength in this market? You need to be objective. You need to be unbiased in this market if you plan to be successful. Okay, so how do we do that? We go over here and we click the plus button. We add Bitcoin. Then we go down here and we select the time. Let's go 1 year in frame. In the last year, NEAR has been outperforming Bitcoin. So that's good. NEAR is up 330% compared to Bitcoin's 130% in the last year. So yeah, it's showing strength. This is good. So we can remove Bitcoin from the chart and we can continue our analysis knowing that NEAR does have the ability to outperform Bitcoin, which is what you want. Go back to the weekly. I'm going to do high time frame stuff on this stream today because we're just hanging out in spot. We're just hanging out in spot. There's no short-term trades right now until the market picks a side and demand kicks back over. The volume's too low. When volume's low, you need to get a macro analysis of things. NEAR looks good. NEAR looks good. You know, we were able to overtake this this support/resistance flip as long as we can stay above about $6, just under $6. As long as we can stay above the $6 mark, NEAR looks good, and NEAR will accelerate with a weekly candle close above $8.25. So if you get a weekly close above $8.25 on NEAR, it's very likely that NEAR begins to rally. So it's looking good. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. Gari Network. What's the ticker on Gari Network? Gari Network. Gari. don't hate me. Don't hate the messenger. I'm not, these aren't my opinions, okay? These aren't my opinions. These are the facts that I am telling you based off of the data that I'm interpreting from the charts. Okay, so don't hate the messenger. But when we compare Gari to Bitcoin, there's a very clear lack of performance here. Okay, let's go to the last year. Gari in the last year is down 52% and Bitcoin is up 132%. Let's go year to date. Again, down. I don't know anything about Gari. All that I know is it's not something that I would choose. It's not something that I would choose because, objectively speaking, knowing nothing of the fundamentals, knowing nothing of the project, the market itself does not show demand for this asset. And you have to be objective. So if there's something that you know that I don't, if there's something that makes you believe that this will do many multiples over Bitcoin in the next year, stay convicted to your trade, but there's nothing that I would be excited about. For me, looking at this from the perspective of an analyst, looking at the market behavior and looking at market demand. Do you think Ordi will still run with its relative high market cap? I don't think Ordi has a high market cap. By the way, if you guys want into the free trading Discord, you can just scan the QR code, pop it up on the screen right now. And that'll get you into the Discord. To become a verified member, you need to set up a new trading account with one of our partnered exchanges, and then make a small deposit of $500. That's your $500 to trade with. It's just a good faith gesture to let us know that you plan on trading with one of our partners. And you get free access to all of our market alpha, all of our trades, entries, exits, take profits, stop losses, the lot. Anything that we do, you're going to reap the benefits of. And we've had some pretty good calls. We've had some insane calls. I mean, meme. We're up 1,000% on meme. We're up. Trading view's slow today. Come on. Show me my drawings. We're up several %,000% on sats. We're up nearly 1,000% on track. We did a 2,500x on NatCats. You heard me correctly. I said 2,500x, not percent. We make some good calls. And then we have the free trading bots. We have the free trading signals. It's a good group. And we got a bunch of dope people in the group. So check it out. Ordi, let's go back, stay on task here. Market cap is nearly $1 billion. Market cap in crypto almost doesn't make sense. It is an anchoring bias, and that will influence traders' decisions. But do I think that Ordi can't do, $5 billion worth of market cap in the bull market when things are irrational? When new money comes in, they don't look at this shit. When new money comes in, they go into the Facebook groups and they say, hey guys, I'm new to crypto. What do I buy? And that's their fundamental analysis. And then they go and they find the tickers and they go and buy them. And that's it. And they click market buy. And they remove liquidity from the books and price goes up. We don't need to get too fundamentally anchored to market cap. Market cap's really valuable for stocks because stocks have earnings. Companies have earnings. So when a company makes X amount and their valuation is 20 times larger than their earnings, which is pretty normal these days, you can consider that company overvalued, and it's not a good buy from a value perspective, from a value buy perspective. But in cryptocurrency, it is so degenerate It is so retail. It is so dumb money that you don't have value investors. The only people who are value investors in crypto are those who are dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. That's it. You're not a value investor looking at market caps in cryptocurrency. That's my opinion. It may not be a popular one, but that's my opinion. So do I think Ordi has more upside? Yes. Does it have anything to do with market cap? No. It has nothing to do with market cap. So yeah, we're sitting at just under $1 billion market cap. And if we're in a mania phase, it'll go to much higher than that. Period. End of story. $15x from such a dip by bull run. I mean, it depends how easy it is to buy too. Ordi is on a lot of exchanges, so it'll probably do at least a 10x in my opinion from these prices. Not financial advice. Nobody has a crystal ball. We don't know. We can't predict the future. We can just allocate alongside the probabilities. And historically speaking, when the mania phase kicks off, nonsense happens. And we're here for the nonsense. We're here for the degenerate moves. Cali Trader, yo, bro, how's it going? It's been a while since I've done a live for sure. Doing a lot of the short content stuff. If you guys like the more curated short content, I try to keep it under 7 minutes for just quick market updates. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the like button. Like this stream, people, so that we can climb the ranks on the live streams. What is your realistic price prediction for Bitcoin? When will we top out? So my realistic price prediction for Bitcoin is a stupid range that is almost not actionable. I don't really care about price predictions, and I don't think anybody who is a very good trader puts too much emphasis on price predictions. But my price prediction, my ballpark range, which is not very helpful, by the way, is anywhere between $250,000 per coin to $1.2 million per coin this cycle. So my bearish conservative estimate is $250,000, and my extreme bullish mania phase going into a late extended bull market price is $1.2 million. That's not helpful. What I look for more is signs in the market that we're topping out. You don't know, you can't predict price because price is relative to time, price is relative to sentiment, price is relative to liquidity available on exchanges. Price has so many variables. But what I can tell you is I think that the number will go up. And I think that the number will be will make a lot of people very happy. Do you think the tokenomics really impact in a bull run in gaming? Tokenomics don't matter. Tokenomics don't matter. In a bull run, they don't matter. Tokenomics matter in a bear run. Tokenomics matter when volumes are low. If you have a token that has a high issuance schedule and the trading volumes in the market overall are low, you have a chart that is in a downtrend that is at a steeper downtrend than assets that don't have a higher issuance. In a bull market, demand will always outpace issuance. This is why I don't stake, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I do not stake coins, ever. I don't care about yield. I don't care about reward. I don't care about any of that shit, because in a bull market, I need to be in control. I need to have the ability to sell when I think it's appropriate. And in a bull market, demand will always outperform rewards, token rewards, issuance schedules, always, by leaps and bounds. It's not even comparable. So I don't stake shit, ever. I'm always in control of my funds. FTX crash is the reason for the Gari dump. Well, FTX made the whole market dump. it also marked the bottom for alts. I don't know anything about Gari, but you know, it's not looking like a winner. It's not looking like a winner. Gari is a Web3 streaming platform, okay? But the market doesn't care about Web3. Only crypto people care about Web3. The greater majority of the market doesn't care about Web3. Web3 is going to happen one day, but it's like 10 years down the road. So, you know, it's about what the market has an appetite for. What do you think for big time then? What is big time a ticker? What do you mean? What do I think for big time? How many X's? I just told you my price objectives. 10 to 20x in everything is feasible in the context of a mania phase of a crypto bull cycle, crypto price cycle. All right. I think we're going to close it out there. How long have we been streaming? Yeah, 50 minutes. That is good. All right, guys, we're going to close it out there. So thank you all for joining into the live stream. And if you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. We do put out content on a regular basis now that I have the studio. And then join the free Discord server where you can gain access to all of our trade alerts, all of our signals, and all of our trading bots to give you a passive portfolio management structure. The bots are coming very soon, so get in there before anybody else. All right, thank you all for joining in, and until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.